Medical disclaimer. This video is for informational purposes. It does not replace the medical advice of a trained doctor. Seek medical advice before beginning any treatment plan. Hey, welcome back to Mike's Diabetes World. You know, type 1 diabetes affects a large group of us. Start off when we are kids. For me, I was sort of out of my growing years. I started my teenage years. First year of high school. And wonderful. But, sorry, just before I get into that, blood sugar time. Okay. My blood sugar is a whopping 22.3. Yes, it's reversed. Now, loneliness affects kids because they're trying to find themselves. They want to make friends, and having to, I've got to go eat, I've got to go do this, I've got to go do that, really puts relationships at the back end, and trying to get a connection going with someone, whether it be a relationship or just a friend to hang out with, both tend to be more difficult. And we need to be aware of this. The best thing I kind of heard from a parent of a type 1 diabetic is that before their child went back to school, they went into the class and explained what's going to be different. And that really opened up things for the child, where kids understood what was the matter, and it wasn't, what a jerk you are. You have to go take a shot all the time. And it's not always the best. So, you've got to be leery of this. I know it wasn't diabetes, but there was a special needs kid in our neighborhood. He didn't live on our block, he lived a block down. And he was always being called in. We'd be playing with him. He was part of our little group, and he got called in all the time. And some of the kids started to really tease him about it, unbeknown that he needed to take medication or do a therapy or something. And diabetes is going to be the exact same way. So my biggest thing is try to group things all together and say, okay, we're going to do X, Y, and Z now and do the rest later. Like, don't change your son or daughter's CGM in the middle of a Saturday afternoon. Try to do it in the morning. Get on a better schedule where the kids can go out and be a kid. I think another thing that makes diabetes so loneliness is nobody wants to be different. And having to be pulled aside. And then that one's a little hard to take control of. yes, if you are taking control and you have to go in and do this and do that, but you are going to be different. And you need to learn how to control. If you're in tighter control, chances are you're going to slip right through and no one's going to know that much more. But when telling the kids, the other kids in the class, make things worse, well, no, because they kind of formed a little cocoon around this kid. They could play, and no one really bugged him in the class. When his ring of influence grew with, other classes and whatever, his class protected him. If he started to get bugged by another student, his class would step up. And I think that's important, where the child feels protected. Does this translate to later in life? Do you tell your boss you have diabetes? I have heard many different stories about this. But if your child is protected, he grows up feeling better about himself. And in the work environment, I don't want to tell my boss or tell people I work with that I have diabetes, because I will be, looked over for promotion. I kind of experience, not the emotions, but the whole part about being protective. I worked in training and development for a large multinational company. And that's helping me. I don't look like so much a floating head anymore. But in there, I had a low blood sugar. And of course, the ambulance was called and everything. People in my department really kind of blocked off the department, didn't allow anyone in, kind of shooed people away. When I had trouble with my diabetes, they came visiting. And I find that's a very positive. And when you feel that comfort, you don't feel that, I'm going to lose my job because I'm a diabetic. People may look at you and say, he's a diabetic. But a good job what does that person bring to the meeting or the group? The more they bring to the group, the more benefits there are. Your worst enemy with loneliness and diabetes is up here. You're just, what are other people thinking? Oh, no, I can't do that because they'll think, I can't have a low blood sugar because, why do you always have to leave a meeting to do a shot up before we have our mid-morning meal? Or why, not a shot up, but why do you always leave? Personally, I've always tried to be honest about my diabetes. I'm not going to allow someone to cut me down because of my diabetes. And besides that, hell no, we got an awful lot of other. But don't let people do that to you. Standing up for yourself, that's something we can't change. Standing up and what they say, standing up to a bully, 9 times out of 10, the bully will back down. So you're still going to have bullies at work. And if you are feeling that you're being turned down for anything, contact your HR. If they don't accommodate you, then you may need to take it further. Just remember, you're too good. You have a lot to offer a relationship. Don't feel, oh, I'm so different, no one wants to hang with me. There's more to you than just the diabetes, and don't forget it. Have a great day and work on your loneliness. Bye now. My email is mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com. mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com.